Some crimes are so brutal, so twisted, so deeply unsettling, that even decades later they force us to rethink what evil really looks like. Usually, when a murder happens, the evidence is scattered: texts, calls, bruises, witnesses. But what if the killer left behind something else? Something no murderer should leave behind. Not fingerprints, not confessions, but his own footage. Imagine scrolling through your Facebook feed one morning and suddenly seeing a man post a picture of his wife's lifeless body, still lying on the kitchen floor. Imagine reading his caption. A bizarre, chilling confession where he tries to paint himself as the victim. That man was Derek Medina, and the woman, his wife, Jennifer Alfonso. A mother, a daughter, a friend. A human being trapped in a cycle of fear long before the final moment came. But this case, it doesn't end with a murder. It spirals into narcissism, obsession, self-heroism, bizarre YouTube videos, ghost hunting, self-published books, and ultimately, something rarely seen in true crime history: a killer who filmed and photographed his own crime as if he were documenting an achievement. Tonight, we're digging into every disturbing detail: the marriage, the violence, the manipulation, the morning of the murder, the footage, the Facebook post, and the investigation that exposed the darkness inside a man desperate to be seen as a hero, even after killing his own wife. Before everything descended into violence, Derek and Jennifer looked like any other couple trying to survive life in Miami. Jennifer Alfonso was warm, funny, emotional, and deeply devoted to her young daughter. A woman who worked hard, struggled, loved fiercely, and wanted stability. Friends said she lit up rooms with her energy. She was imperfect, but human. Derek Medina, on the other hand, was a puzzle. A self-proclaimed boxer, a self-published author, a believer in the supernatural, a man who posted videos of himself ghost hunting, a man who believed he was destined for greatness and desperately needed the world to notice him. He had a hero complex. He wanted to be admired, respected, feared. He wanted to be known. But relationships don't exist on Instagram. They exist in kitchens, bedrooms, arguments, quiet moments, and it was in those spaces where the cracks began to show. Friends would later say their relationship was volatile. Breakups happened. Reconciliations followed. But the one constant: fear. Jennifer confided that Derek had a temper, that he controlled her, that he wanted things his way every time, that he didn't like being challenged. But like too many people caught in emotional storms, Jennifer returned hoping the man she loved would soften, change, grow. Instead, something far darker was waiting. Before the murder, Derek's online footprint was almost theatrical. He posted videos acting like a paranormal investigator. He published bizarre motivational books claiming he was destined to change the world. He uploaded training videos and selfies, portraying himself as a fighter. He went to YouTube and said things like, "I am the real-life ghost hunter and demon killer." His social media painted him as a savior, a warrior, a protector. But at home, Jennifer saw something different. A man who demanded control, a man who needed to win, a man who believed his version of reality was the only version that mattered. This obsession with self-image would become crucial later, because when Derek killed Jennifer, he didn't panic, he didn't flee, he didn't hide. He staged the scene, photographed her body, and posted it online. Why? Because this wasn't just a crime. This was a performance. The 8th of August, 2013, Miami, 6 a.m. Inside their home, the tension was building again. Jennifer and Derek were arguing. Another morning, another fight. But this fight had a different energy. Jennifer had been confiding in people. She was tired. Tired of being yelled at. Tired of being controlled. Tired of living in a cage shaped like a marriage. That morning, she told Derek she wanted out. She threatened to leave him. For a man obsessed with control, obsessed with being the hero, obsessed with being the powerful one. This wasn't just rejection, it was humiliation. And Derek Medina had never handled humiliation well. Court records later pieced together the timeline. The argument escalated. Jennifer tried to defend herself. She held up her arms. She backed away. But Derek had already made his decision. He retrieved his gun. And in the kitchen, as Jennifer tried to flee, he shot her multiple times until she collapsed. Jennifer Alfonso, 28 years old, terrified, unarmed, died on the kitchen floor. But Derek wasn't done, not even close. Instead of calling 911, Derek went upstairs, got his phone, walked back down. He adjusted the lighting, walked around Jennifer's body, and began photographing her lifeless form. One picture, two pictures, multiple angles. This wasn't evidence. This was art to him. Then he opened Facebook and posted the photo. to his 400-plus friends, to the entire world. The caption: a chilling attempt to twist the narrative. I'm going to prison or death sentence for killing my wife. But she was punching me and I am not going to stand anymore with the abuse. To him, it wasn't murder. It was self-victimization, self-justification, self-promotion. He wanted to be the hero again. Even after killing his wife, within minutes, the post spread like wildfire. People thought it was a sick joke. Then horror set in. Someone called the police. Officers rushed to the home, and there, exactly as Derek had photographed her, was Jennifer. Lifeless, alone, dehumanized by the man who claimed to love her. After killing his wife and posting her photo on Facebook, Derek Medina didn't do what most killers do. He didn't panic. He didn't spiral. He didn't attempt to hide the evidence. He didn't show fear, guilt, grief, or even shock. Instead, he behaved like a man walking toward a spotlight. A man who believed the world was finally watching. Hours after the murder, Derek changed clothes, fixed his appearance, and calmly left the house. He didn't rush. He didn't run. Neighbors later said he looked strangely composed, almost relieved, like a man who had just finished something important. Then Derek drove to the police station, not trembling, not crying, not apologizing, not asking for a lawyer, but walking in exactly the way a person would if they expected cameras to flash. He entered the station with his chin high and shoulders back, like a celebrity arriving at a red carpet event.
Early this morning, you turned yourself into the South Miami Police Department, correct?
Yes, sir.
And why did you do that?
Because I'm not a killer. It was self-defense. And I honored my country, I honored my state, I honored the city of South Miami, and this was self-defense.
You say that she was throwing items at you. What exactly was it that she was throwing at you?
Towels, mascara, creams, anything she can grab her hand, boxes, anything in the room she could throw at me. I was just ducking. I got hit in the face a few times.
Did you sustain any injuries at that point?
No. Only when she was pushing me and punching me afterwards when I got upset. That's when I went back and grabbed her.
Now, you stated that you took a picture. What did you take a picture of?
Of her.
Was she deceased at that point?
Yes.
And why did you take a photo?
So the family would know and be notified, and they can rush over here and get my set on her.
He told officers, "I shot my wife. She's dead at the house." Not a shred of emotion. He delivered the confession like it was a script he had practiced flat, rehearsed, calm, like he was narrating an event he had no part in. Detectives later said it was one of the coldest, most robotic walk-ins they had ever seen. No remorse, no breakdown, no moment of, "What have I done?" Instead, he kept repeating variations of, "She attacked me, she was abusive, I'm the victim here."
And why did you not call 911 from the residence?
From the beginning of it all, or when I shot her.
Both.
Because I figured that I had to solve it on my own. I've dealt with this for 4 years, and I've never had to call the cops. We've been able to resolve it, and I know it's going to get to this.
So during the course of your wife being abusive to you over 4 years, at no point did you ever call the police?
No, I listened before.
But officers instantly noticed something chilling. Not a scratch on him, not a bruise. No signs of being hit, punched, or attacked. His story didn't match his body, but that didn't bother him, because what Derek cared about wasn't the truth. It was his image, his storyline, his heroic fantasy. He had walked into the police station believing he could convince the world he was a good man who had no choice. He had walked in like a celebrity giving an exclusive interview, but as investigators dug deeper, the performance began to unravel.
And a confession on Facebook. But Derek Medina got kicked out of his own court hearing today as he attempted to shout out testimony to the judge. CBS 4's Natalia Zaya has more.
Derek Medina.
Derek Medina looks like he's striking against grooming of any sort, but his appearance wasn't all that spoke volumes during his court hearing.
Mr. Medina? Mr. Medina, I will have you excused from court if you speak out of turn, sir. Please be quiet. Counsel, will you please speak to Mr. Medina? Mr. Medina, it's not that I don't care what you have to say, sir, but anything you say is being taken down by a court reporter and used against you.
I understood, Your Honor, but it's extremely important.
Sir, I think you need to speak to your attorney first. Please take a seat.
And this wasn't his first outburst in court. During a hearing in January, he politely announced that he didn't need a jury. He wanted the judge to decide his fate.
Your Honor, may I have the bench trial, please?
This time, again, Medina's voice was heard.
This is the discovery stage of the case.
Yes.
You're speaking prematurely. You need to speak to your attorney.
It's not premature. It's video evidence of Jennifer Alfonso attempting to murder
Mr.
me.
Medina, please speak to your
We're having
attorney.
a slow motion of
Let's
her
have
attempting
a
to murder me, Your Honor.
Though his message was lost, he was booted out of his own court hearing.
In 2015, the trial began, and every disturbing detail poured out. Prosecutors showed the footage he filmed, the staged photo he posted to Facebook, his past threats, his obsession with being a hero, his need for fame, his inability to accept rejection, his history of controlling behavior. Then came the most heartbreaking testimonial. Friends revealing Jennifer had been terrified, that she wanted to leave, that she had tried before, that she knew he had a gun and a temper. The jury saw Derek's online presence, his books, his ghost hunting videos, his delusions of grandeur.
The first book, the second book, third book, and the fourth book, and the newest one is the fifth book, which you will be able to, which is under construction on our website, so you'll be able to catch it, the front cover, pretty soon, in a few days, a couple days actually.
And when Derek testified, he smirked. He explained the murder like he was giving an interview.
Focus Barack Obama president on this corrupted world that I will be suing. Focus, again, presidents and future presidents of the world, okay? I will be suing this world. Not only that, Unfriended the movie by Universal Pictures came out with a movie before my trial, which was unfair, okay? Which was biased. And pretty much the point that I'm trying to make is I did not get a fair trial. And I will be taking action, I will be suing. And I want Barack Obama, the President of the United States of America, to focus on corruption. Corruption is a big problem that we have in the United States of America and all over the world.
He acted like he was the victim. It backfired horribly. The jury saw a narcissist, a manipulator, a man who believed any story he told should be treated as fact.
You may be seated.
Thank you. For the record, the State Defense and Mr. Medina are present.
In the Circuit Court of the 11th Judicial Circuit in Miami Dade County, Florida. Case number F13-18474. The State of Florida versus Derek Vernon Medina. Verdict, count 1. We, the jury, find as follows as to count 1 of the indictment charging first-degree murder. The defendant is guilty of second-degree murder, a lesser included offense. The defendant is charged of firearm causing death.
And when the verdict was read, guilty. Second-degree murder. 20 years to life. And Jennifer finally got justice. There are murders every day. The world is dark. But this case remains unforgettable because of what Derek did after the murder. He didn't run. He didn't hide. He didn't panic. He performed. He treated the murder like content. Like a post. Like a way to gain attention. He turned a tragedy into a twisted brand moment. And that is why investigators, psychologists, and true crime communities still talk about this case. Derek Medina represents a terrifying new type of killer. One shaped by social media, validation, attention, self-image. A killer who doesn't hide his crime, but shares it, not out of guilt, but out of narcissism. A killer who films his victim not for evidence, but for legacy, a legacy the world is afraid of. It's easy for true crime stories to focus on the killer, on motives, on brutality, on the spectacle. But Jennifer Alfonso deserves more than being remembered as the woman in the photo. She was a mother, a friend, a woman trying to navigate love, conflict, fear, and hope. Someone who deserved help, protection, safety. Her death sparked conversations about domestic violence, about manipulation, about the way abusers twist narratives, about red flags hidden beneath romantic facades. Her story is a reminder people don't always need bruises to be victims. Sometimes the wounds are emotional, invisible, hidden behind closed doors. But when the cycle escalates, it becomes deadly. Investigators describe the footage Derek recorded before the murder as deeply unsettling, not because of violence, but because of calculated intent. He positioned the camera, adjusted himself, confronted her, lectured her, provoked her. It felt rehearsed, like he was creating a documentary of the fight. Psychologists later said he wanted a record that justified the murder before he committed it, meaning he planned to kill her. He wanted evidence, but not the truth, his version, his story, his script. To him, the camera wasn't a witness, it was a weapon. Years after his conviction, Derek Medina still writes letters, still claims has innocent, still believes he was the victim, still insists has misunderstood. He never apologized, not once. Jennifer's family still grieves. Her daughter still lives with the memory of losing her mother in the most horrific way possible. And the internet still remembers the day a man posted a photo of his murdered wife because he wanted attention. It changed how police view social media evidence. It changed how society sees narcissistic abuse. It forced the world to face an uncomfortable truth. The most dangerous kind of abuser isn't the one who hides his violence. It's the one who proudly broadcasts it. Evil isn't always a shadow lurking in a dark alley. Sometimes it smiles on camera. Sometimes it posts selfies. Sometimes it uploads footage. Sometimes it films its own crime. The Derek Medina case is more than a murder story. It's a warning, a reminder, a reality check. If this story chilled you, shocked you, or made you think differently about the dangers we ignore, subscribe, comment, share your thoughts, and stay alert. Because in a world where everyone has a camera, you never really know what someone is capable of recording or hiding. Stay curious, stay safe, and keep watching the shadows.